Welcome to the Activated Story Theater's 136th podcast.
This episode, we bring you the story of the Tichborne Dole, a legend from England.
Hi, I'm Dennis.
And I'm Kimberly.
And together we are the
Activated Actors. We are coming to you from Oklahoma City.
Which is in Oklahoma, strangely enough.
That's convenient.
Yes, it is.
We've had a wonderful trip since we last talked to you. We've been from Florida all the way to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and now we're in Oklahoma and we're making our way to Tennessee.
Yes, we did some residencies, school residencies for Target.
Yes, we did a program in Jacksonville, and we've done a couple in Albuquerque.
Yes, we did. We've done a lot of zigzagging. After doing some shows in Jacksonville, we had to zip over to Sarasota on the other side of Florida and then back to Jacksonville. We also did a performance, kind of a last-minute performance for a group of homeschoolers.
We did. They were some homeschoolers that are camping out in Florida, and they all live in their RVs, and we did a program for them, so they live in their RVs like we do.
How about that? And we were homeschoolers once upon a time.
Well, actually, we like to say road schoolers.
Road schoolers, yes.
Yes. In fact, if you listen to the archives, you will hear our son Zephyr when he performed with us.
Which he did from the age of about 3 to the age of 17.
Right, but we didn't start podcasting until, I believe, 2008.
2006.
2006,
Yes,
okay.
when he was 16. Oh, and while we were in Florida, in addition to being able to go to the beach every now and then,
we got to visit Wizard World.
We visited Harry Potter.
We did. We got to go on a broom ride and help him battle the demons.
The dragon.
It was so much fun.
Universal. We're talking about Universal Orlando, in case you didn't know. They have the new Wizarding World of Harry Potter attraction.
Well, it's been there a couple of years, actually. It's not...
Well, it's relatively new.
It's new to us.
It's new to us. We've never been there
Yes.
before. And they're enlarging it. They're adding more to it. They're adding a new Harry Potter park called Diagon Alley. And you'll actually be able to ride the Hogwarts Express between the two parks.
Right, we actually did see the train, so they've got it on the tracks, and it's going to be so much fun. But we had a great time. I love every detail about the ride and the attraction in that area, especially of Universal. Not so thrilled with the rest of the Universal Park, but the Harry Potter exhibit is incredible. It was designed by the same set designer who worked on the movie. He came and lent his talents to the attraction there, and it is like walking into another world.
Even waiting in line for the ride is quite an experience.
Yes, so if you get to Florida, highly recommend Disney and highly recommend the Harry Potter attraction at Universal Studios.
And after we did our Albuquerque performances and workshops at the two schools there, we took a train ride ourselves to Santa Fe.
We did. We went up to Santa Fe for Valentine's Day.
Santa Fe is the capital of New Mexico, and it's a very colorful capital because so many of the buildings are preserved in the old adobe style, and they actually have the oldest house and the oldest church in America.
Yes, and we got to see both of them, and we got to walk around town, and we had fun looking at all of the art. It is such an artistic community. There is art everywhere you go. There is, from the tapestries, there's rugs, there's modern art and art museums. On Friday, you can go through the art museum. It's called Sight. You can go there free.
They had quite an interesting exhibit about food, art dealing with food. As soon as you walk in the door, you get to sample a
strawberry.
Yes, a traditional Serbian treat that
Yes.
the Serbians would give to visitors.
Sugary sweet strawberry.
Very, very sweet strawberry
Syrupy,
preserves,
yes.
Right in the heart of town, in the plaza, there are a lot of Native Americans who will sell their jewelry and handmade crafts there.
And I think the nice hidden secret that we found out about was if you go to the legislature building,
Right.
there is art that you can walk around, and it's open to the public. It's like going through a museum, and it's something you just wouldn't expect in the legislature office, the legislature building.
In the Capitol, yes. And we were there when the legislature was in session. We actually walked in and saw the Senate session going on for a while. But the art in the gallery was just amazing.
And we took our picture with the buffalo. And I'll put that up as our show picture so you can see the buffalo we took a picture with.
Very old churches there that you can go into, and one of them had a bell that was cast in Europe in the year 1356.
And they hauled it, I believe, by hand. They carried it.
Yes, I believe so. There's a whole story behind the casting this bell. It was a lot of the citizens contributed their jewelry, their gold and silver, to make this bell. So it has a lot of valuable metal in it, but it also produces an excellent tone, and we know this because we were able to actually strike it ourselves.
We got to ring it. In fact, if I can, we'll add that to the podcast right now so you can hear it too.
There, that's the sound of the bell. How about that?
Cool. All right, and we have a story for you guys today. Can't wait to get to the story. Is there anything else we want to talk about before we get to the story?
I think that's it. Let's get to the story. Now, this story is not only a folktale, it's a legend, which means it may be true. A legend from England. And it is called
The Tichborne Dole.
Many centuries ago in England, there lived a woman named Lady Maybela Tichborne, who was very kind and generous.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Aw, have some nice warm milk.
Meow.
Aw. But her husband, Sir Roger Tichborne, was very greedy and cold-hearted.
Wife, have you seen my missing penny? I've been looking for it all morning.
No, dear. Oh, but maybe if I find it, I should give it to a homeless person.
You better not. They would just use it to feed their children or something foolish like that. How can you expect to get rid of homeless people if we keep feeding their children? They should just eat each other. Then there'd be fewer homeless.
Oh, really, dear? How can you say such a thing? Especially when it's so close to Christmas time.
Christmas? Bah, humbug.
They lived on a large estate where they grew wheat. They ground the wheat into flour and sold it, except for a little, which Lady Maybela always gave to the poor.
Come on, dear. You're wasting perfectly good flour. That flour could be used for making glue or something. One day, Lady Maybela got sick.
Achoo!
She got very sick. Very, very sick.
I think I'll sprinkle fried worms on my porridge.
Oh, that's sick, all right. She grew weaker and weaker. So Sir Roger sent for the doctor, and the doctor said,
I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid there's nothing I can do for her.
How do you know? You haven't even seen her yet.
I'm not a very good doctor. There's not much I can do for anybody.
But I'm very rich.
In that case, I'm an excellent doctor.
Please try to help her, won't you?
Roger.
Yes?
Roger. Yes, I'll go look her over right away.
So he went in to where Lady Maybela was doing her ailing.
Stick your tongue out, please. Only a little, please. I don't need the whole 9 yards. Oh boy. Oh, that's really bad. I'll have to use the latest state-of-the-art treatment on you. Extra leeches!
Ew!
Well, at least your ass and your ews are working properly.
But then he went back in to see Sir Roger and said,
I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do for her. Of course, I don't have the latest medical textbook. That will take the monks another 57 years to copy it. By then, it will be too late for your wife. She's going fast.
Oh my, that is sad news indeed. Well, if we can't save her, then at least we can save her jewelry. Then I'll have something to remember her by.
Right. Now then, there's the matter of my payment.
Yes, of course. Go out to the barnyard, and I'll have my servants give you a couple of chickens at the drive-through window.
Chickens? But you said you were very rich. I thought you were going to pay me a lot of money.
You were hired to save her, not let her die. You're lucky you're leaving with your head still attached to your shoulders. Now take your chickens and be off.
Roger.
Yes?
Yes, I love chickens, actually.
Lady Maybela grew weaker and weaker still. One day she called her husband to her.
Roger, Oh, I don't know how much time I have left. But promise me that after I'm gone, you and our descendants will keep giving flour to the poor every spring.
All of our descendants? For hundreds and hundreds of years? That's a lot of entitlement.
Promise me.
Oh, very well, I promise.
Good. Now take your hands from behind your back and promise without your fingers crossed.
But, dear, be reasonable.
You be reasonable. It's my final wish. You'll never have to do another thing for me. Suddenly, Roger had an idea. It was a chilly day, and there was a fire burning in the fireplace. So he picked up one of the burning logs.
Ouch! Ouch!
He used metal tongs to pick up one of the burning logs.
Now you tell me.
And he said to her,
Tell you what, I'll make a deal with you. If you can carry this flaming log outside and around our property, then whatever ground you cover will be set aside for growing wheat to give flour to the poor. Deal?
It's a deal. Hand me the log.
What? You can't be serious. You're dying. You can't possibly walk around the grounds. That's why I made the offer.
Maybe I can't walk, but I can crawl. And as long as I can move at all, I'm going to feed the poor. Now, give me the log. A deal's a deal.
Come on, don't be silly.
Give me the log, Roger.
Roger. So she took that log, and she forced herself out of bed, and she crawled across the floor and out the door and across the grounds, all the while clutching that burning log, and the servants gathered to watch.
She's really doing it!
You go, girl.
What an amazing race!
I would have thought that the wind would blow out the flame.
But all of a sudden, the wind completely died down.
Come on, dear, please stop. You're really showing me up.
But she kept on crawling until the flame finally died out. By then, she had crawled around 23 acres. And then, with her last breath, she uttered a curse. May all of our descendants who own this property continue to give flour to the poor every spring. If any of them fail to do so, may they suffer great losses.
And then she died. But Roger honored her last wish, and today that 23-acre plot of ground that she crawled on is known as the Crawls. And every March 25th, the Tichborne family still gives flour to the poor. After all, a deal is a deal.
And a curse is a curse.
And that's the story of the Tichborne Dole from England.
Is it true? Is it true?
Could be. They do still give away flour. The Tichborne family gives away flour every
Really?
spring.
To this day?
Yes, in Hampshire, England.
How long have they been doing that?
It's been going on for 800, almost 900 years now.
Whoa.
Yes.
Wow.
This story, if it is true, is believed to have occurred around 1150, the year 1150. Not 11:50 p.m., but around 1150. And their family has continued owning this property and continued to give flour to the poor every year, with one exception. For a brief period, or maybe a year or two, and I believe it was 1796, Sir Henry Tichborne, I believe it was, who was in charge at that time, decided, well, maybe it's too much trouble to grind flour and give to the poor, so let's just give them money instead. Now, giving them money is not a bad thing to do.
No, I think the money.
But that was not the terms of the agreement, and that was not the terms of Lady Maybela's curse, and so he started having bad luck. And so the family said, hey, maybe there's something to this curse after all. So they went back to giving flour, and they still do it.
That's interesting. There you have it. What a great story.
Yes.
Well, we are looking for more stories. So if you know of any stories that you would like for us to activate on our podcast, give us a call at 800-429-6576. We are looking for folktales and maybe a legend. So if you have a tip, let us know. And in the last episode, we asked you who was the character that was referred to by the Brer Rabbit in the Brer Rabbit story.
Yes, and the correct answer is Anansi.
Anansi. He's the little trickster spider from the
Anansi
African
the
Tales.
spider.
So that's the answer to that. And by the way, when we're doing a live show on stage, which we do have some coming up, we will be performing in Germantown, Tennessee, coming up on the 25th and the 26th. The shows are on the 26th. We're doing workshops on the 25th. But anyway, I was saying, by the way, if you come to a live show, we can hear you applaud and clap for us, and we really like that. We hear you laughing out there. We can't hear that when we're on the podcast. So this is what I'd like you to do. If you've been applauding and laughing and makes you smile, give us a thumbs up on iTunes, on Stitcher, or however you listen to us. There's probably a little rating button. Give us a thumbs up and leave a comment. And that helps other people find the podcast and come enjoy the show as well. So as I was saying too, we have shows coming up in Germantown.
Yes, Germantown, Tennessee, which is a suburb of Memphis.
Right. We will be there the 25th and the 26th. On the 25th, we have workshops. We'll be teaching American Sign Language in the morning, and we'll be doing a theater workshop in the afternoon, or actually in the evening on the 25th. And then on the 26th, we have some more American Sign Language workshops. And in the afternoon at 1 o'clock, there will be a program for students, and then we'll be presenting our show. We'll be doing 2 stories. And at 4:30, we'll be doing 2 other stories live on stage for family audiences. And that's on February 26th. Come see the show free. It's sponsored by Target.
And a big thank you to Billy Bob Tichborne for phoning in the correct Anansi answer all the way from England. And that bag of flour he sent was pretty nice, too.
Yes, it was. All right. Well, we hope that you have an activated day, and we will be talking to you in our next podcast, which should be about a month from now.
See you next time.
Activated Story Theater is committed to bringing fun, educational shows to schools and libraries nationwide. On stage, we use physical comedy, American Sign Language, imaginative props, and a giant, oversized book to bring multicultural folktales to life. For booking information, check out our website, activatedstorytheater.com, where you can also find out when the activated actors will be performing near you, read a story, or order one of our audio CDs. You can subscribe to this podcast on iTunes or listen on Stitcher. We look forward to your comments and folktale suggestions. Stay activated. Until next time.